Give it a good second there. It should be up any second.
Make sure you can see the indicator in the top right of your screen.
Let me help Alex
Yep,
with that.
it is. It is running. I'm
It's
still
up.
looking at it.
It's up.
Yep.
I'm going to delete the old stream that Ismc live streamed live. It looks like it's working.
All right. We are looking
are
at
we
the black
running?
screen. Yeah, a black screen running and downloading expert operation.
I can see it. We're good to go.
Hell yeah. How's the bolt there, guys? Is it good?
Okay.
Marines.
New link.
Welcome to anyone who found this already.
Wait, give people just a second to get.
Yeah.
Hey, Anders, there's text chat for you, and some young Gil says that you showed your VPN info, so you should delete that video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can
I'll
actually
delete the old video.
videos? Yeah, delete all the old videos, by the way. Yeah, because this bullshit is very new to us. Good call of him.
Alright, so Anders.
We are so good at streaming. We're the best.
Hello,
Everybody could learn.
Sean 395 and Strider and Molo.
All right, here we go. People are showing up. All right.
All right.
Hey.
I think we officially kick off when we hit 100. We had a couple hundred in the old stream, and people are currently migrating over.
Yeah. So right now, as people can see, we are downloading the new build, and it should be pretty good. So for now, we can just talk a bit about what we're gonna go through today, which is obviously a lot of new stuff. There is gonna be
wait,
factions.
Anders. Let's at least introduce ourselves.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so
this is Anders. He is the lead technical dev on Ismc. We have a whole bunch of people with us from the dev team right now. We've got Roman, who is one of our lead devs. We've got Liv, who is kind of our people manager. And Anders, do you want to introduce the rest of the team just because I'm worse at the technical roles than you?
Yeah. So basically we have who else do we have? Warrior J. Warrior J is our lead character artist. He has been doing a lot of design on this update, a lot of work on vehicles, which is also going to be a big part of this update with new air support and new call-ins of a lot of
Anders.
Yo.
Anders, can we jump into the streaming software and double check the audio? People are saying the audio is kind of cutting off.
Oh, let's see.
It's kind of crunchy. The adjectives we have for the audio so far is that it's crunchy and it's body.
Shit. Let's see what we have. Let's see.
Okay.
Horrible.
Audio. Yeah, it's a nice word for bullshit sound.
Crunchy, crackling. These are things that are like good for serial, bad for audio.
Yeah, this is not good.
It's our supersonic crackle.
Let's try also a little bit of
It's popping.
connect, just to make sure that's good. A little check on the video resolution, the bitrate. And also I think the broadcast thing could be tweaked.
It's golden brown crispy. The audio is kind of like caramelized right now. It's got like kind of like a creme brulee surface.
Let's see if we can get this better. Is it still bad, or is it if I try to, for example, turn down the thing? Let's see.
You might need to close the editor.
Popcorn audio.
I do have the editor open. Yeah, let's actually
theater popcorn audio.
Kill the editor.
let's kill the editor first. Yeah, that might help.
It's not our editor person. That's our editor program.
Yeah, the editor, which is the workplace. What? Are we still crackling? Oh my god. Let's try to turn
Still
the
crackling.
thing. Yeah. Let's do some testing with the darn
Oh
thing
wait,
here.
somebody says much better. Better now. Anders,
Yay! We will leave it there. Hey!
Well, I mean,
Way
if you have
better,
a
much
program
better.
running that is taking up like 90% of your processor speed, it'll crackle.
Yeah,
so
that's
we've gone
nice.
from like crackly audio to buttery audio. Now this is like very, very smooth, like well churned audio, like ice cream.
Anders, you want to watch? Want to
Nicely
view my
whipped.
screen while you load?
Absolutely. Let's do a little bit of testing here. We have someone in already.
All right. Shall we kick it off again?
So this is loading, and let's see if it actually works to have Joe's screen show while I'm waiting for my download.
Hey, look, it's Alec.
Hey, everybody.
We can see Alex, but it's not actually loading the screen of.
No, I mean the character in game looks like him.
Oh, damn. That
It's
is what I
real.
look like when I dress like that.
Yeah.
Soviet Mike.
So if
Let's
we
see.
actually can see the character in game, it's basically just a bunch of new shit here, like a lot.
You can't.
We
it's
can't
just
see it, right?
going on.
Oh yeah, okay.
Frozen.
We'll, actually
Yeah.
just waiting for
Everyone,
the.
we're gonna be much better at streaming next time we do one of these.
Yeah,
Like everything we do in this mod, this is like very much a learn by doing process.
It's working.
So, like everything we've done is like get in there and figure it out, including this. Somebody
I think
says set the audio to 48 kilohertz in OBS to bypass this issue. We're not using OBS. We're using Shadowplay.
Yeah, Shadowplay.
Next time. Oh,
So basically, what we're looking at right now, with a little bit of delay, it's the first look at one of the American characters. A lot of new stuff on this guy.
That's right. So let's preface a little bit by saying what we're doing with factions, because I know this is something a lot of people have been looking forward to. So this is our first of two new factions that we're introducing to officially PvP for ISMC. So get stoked on that. This is our Western-inspired Blue Force faction. And Anders, take us through some of the stuff that we can expect to see from the Western forces here.
Yeah, so basically the frozen gameplay, as everyone is seeing right now, that's because we're trying the very nice.
Wait.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying the stream froze.
Yeah, exactly. So it is
Oh, come
frozen.
on.
I'm looking at it, but it's basically a still picture of our first character until my game is loading. Let's see how far it is. About 50%, yeah. We are looking at a still picture of an amazing dude. He is wearing basically new clothing, new everything in terms of carriers. There's gonna be a lot of new options. Like we have made, I'm not sure even how many, like 50, 60 new pieces of clothing, just like separate meshes and textures and everything. And all of this stuff is basically new to the update. We had some carriers before, which is reused, but for the most part, this is actually, I think this guy, for example, is wearing an IOTV in multicam with his tactical jacket, I believe, and also wearing, I think those are G3 pants in tan. I can't check the naming at the moment, but we also have the knee pads. That's going to be for both sides. And also newly added the tactic helmet. No, what's that called? The ProTech. That's the one. Yeah, the ProTech helmet. So all of this is going to be on the American side. And when we get to it, it's also going to be an Insurgent side finally. We are doing two factions, both represented on each side of the co-op map, so we can actually play both sides again, which was a very much requested feature for the longest time. And now we're going to have Russian PMCs and American PMCs, or European if you prefer to kind of roleplay as one of those dudes. This guy is, for example, running a bunch of new stuff on his gun, which we'll get into a little bit later, since it's a still picture. And we also have a bunch of new pistols. Like you can see, it says Glock 19 Custom down there, which is actually going to be, when we get into it, the first Gunsmith pistol that we have. We have a bunch of slides and barrels and shit like that you can change. There's a bunch of testing going on with different kinds of optics. The optics have been reworked to have an emissive reticle. There's stuff to the recoil and the feel of the guns. And all this stuff is also kind of just a work in progress, where we, during this beta process, want to hear your opinion. How is this better or worse compared to the previous updates? A lot of the changes that we did are still up for kind of tweaking. And also in terms of how the bots feel, we have done a bunch of changes to see if we can get them more aggressive, but at the same time fun and not like cheaty or unfair. There's a lot of small changes like that that we'll get more into as we progress with this live stream. And also we'll give out a written document of what exactly has been changed, so you all can kind of play it, compare it, have fun with it, see how this could be further improved towards the main release. So let's see how we're doing with the download. We are at 56%. Yeah, it's going super slow.
And somebody said check your task manager to see if you're still running UE from your editing program.
Good idea.
Okay, we're seeing movement again. This is good.
let's see.
And it's back to frozen.
We have some sort of really, really poor. Yeah, Unreal Editor is running.
Do we need to kill it?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it. Let's see.
Any unnecessary tasks?
Send it
Die,
to Belize.
Please
for breaking
die.
that bans.
Yeah, please die. This is nice. Come on.
He's pinned at 100% right now.
I
Yeah.
think we play enough
come
of this
on.
game that we'd be good at killing things.
Come on, load, damn it. Wow. Okay, so this is going nice, but we have almost killed
okay,
it.
this is a perfect example of why we like to engage with the community. It's like you guys have most of the information that we need. We just want to listen to you and make sure we can do it.
And task on the right, Anders.
I think we ended the task, and there's still shit going, so let's see what else is killing my CPU. Yeah, it's... oh my god, yeah, all of this shit is killing my CPU. It's the download, I think. It's gonna be probably
First
not
have to
killing my
pay
CPU.
respect, you guys.
Yeah, my internet and my download speeds. But however, what we're gonna look at very, very soon is gonna be hopefully a moving picture of this guy. Let's see.
Is it
Yeah,
moving?
it's down.
Okay, it looks
We
like
have
it's still
stream
frozen.
going on.
Yeah,
We
it's
have a
frozen.
backup
Yeah.
now. You guys you guys want me to stream? I have it
Well,
running in the editor right now.
Well, let's continue to talk through this.
yeah, agreed.
So I want to kind of cover again like the top line of what we're doing with this update. We're calling this update Project Binford. You'll notice a theme with our updates that all of them have to do with sitcoms that we either like now or have had important impacts on our childhood. But this is our far and away our biggest update yet. We've been working super hard on this for several months. And what this update does is it introduces the new factions, like we were talking about, the Western and Eastern inspired, both of which are going to have their own sets of equipment. They're specific to them for PvP. Anders, keep me honest here. Both these factions are going to be available in PvE.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, like I said, the PvP aspect of this, which is something we have been talking on and off about for the longest time now, where we kind of want to have a working, balanced PvP experience, but also kind of get the fun of Ismc in there. And what we ended up with was to actually discuss what exactly could we potentially add to that experience if we want to make it fun, and then how can we add to that experience if we want to make it competitive. So those are two different things that we're working on right now. So basically, we're looking at, the fun side of co-op. We have all the, drum mags, 2 primaries running around, gun running. That's still in the mod, and that's like the far end of what we're doing. And then on the other side, we have the super like mil-simi kind of realism, and also on the same side, kind of that very competitive, kind of very, try to get everything out of the original kind of balance of the game, where reloads should maybe be slow, because then you can kind of feel the same as when you played competitive back when that was a thing in Insurgency, and keep kind of the damage going, the time to kill, all that stuff. So basically we're making 2 different things during this beta. We're making a competitive thing, where it's more about you guys playing competitive in the past or really interested in doing that, coming to us and say, hey, this is how it should be. This is how we should balance the game to be
So,
played competitively.
and there's to add. Yes, so to add about this, we are going to be releasing 4 different kinds of theaters in the next coming update.
Yes, I want to hear about the theaters. People are going to be psyched about this.
as
What
Anderson,
is a
we will
theater?
So a theater is basically a style of gameplay that we have configured for you guys. In our new version of the mod, we are going to have these 2 factions, PMC West, PMC East, but known generically by their names Blue 4 and Red 4. And the reason we decided to call them Blue 4 and Red 4 is because we plan to have flexible factions. So you will be able to swap different styles of factions in future updates. So we have a coming Insurgent faction and another irregular faction for Blue 4 coming in future projects. Can't reveal too much about it, but in theory and in practice, to be honest, we are going to have swappable factions. You will be able to play any combination of factions against each other. We really wanted to give this option to server owners to be able to play any kind of combination that they dream about, you know, like a regular unit versus a regular unit, or like a regular unit versus a regular unit. You know, like there's
Yeah.
many options that we're exploring, and yes, it does sound like Squad.
I mean,
I know, right?
We're super inspired by all of the realistic shooters that we play. So like, if stuff sounds like familiar, like it's coming from other games, like know that like we're probably inspired by those games, and we look at Insurgency and think like, Insurgency doesn't have this. It has a lot of stuff that we really really love, but like, be a lot cooler if it did.
Right. So one of the other cool things is that we are definitely listening to community input, and you know, we will definitely add more factions. So, you know, teal for, pink for, green for, you know, as the community says. But you know, like, we are open to ideas. I think we have like a framework to build like some really cool stuff for you guys. So, you know, let us know. Going back to the main topic at hand, like, theaters are basically configurations of gameplay and classes. So we have 4 versions of the theater that are coming in. The first one is Milsim, which has very basic cosmetics. Everyone's uniform. It's basically kind of like Squad, but with Ismc guns. The second one and the second and third one are called Hardcore and Casual, which one of them has, you know, the Anders recommend type rules that you guys all know and love. Slower movement, hardcore animations.
Yeah.
Designed for a more tactical experience, you know, slow gameplay, encourage teamwork, etc., etc. And Casual, which is just all hell let loose, haha. Right? It's like all guns unlocked, no class restrictions, you know, like good old fun. It's not balanced at all, by the way. Like, we are going to admit that it's not balanced at all. It's designed for fun. It's just like, it works in PvP, it works in PvE. Would not recommend it for competitive gameplay,
Yeah.
but if you want to have a good time with your friends, you know, Casual is a good time. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit,
like
a little bit everyone's OP.
No, that's very true.
It's easy to play. It has a lot of options. The audio sounds like a radio equals immersion. Absolutely.
Welcome back to ISMC 88.9 FM. You're with us live on our live stream.
yeah.
We're taking listener requests right now.
I really hope it's
Dixie's
gonna get better
struggling
very
to
soon
keep
with
it.
the stopping of the download. I think actually we're good right now. I'm gonna stop watching the stream, and I think we can jump into the game and see if we can look at it for ourselves. Hell yeah!
Oh, cool. All right, it's moving again. It's moving again. Look
Yeah.
at it move.
So this should be better. Let's see. Now I think we're there. All right, guys and girls, we have
Here
finally
we go.
reached internet.
All right.
All right, Anders, we are on the Blue 4 faction here. Let's walk everybody through a little bit of everything that you can do with your character here.
Hell yeah! So to start off with, there's a much requested and debated thing about the 2 primaries and the 2 secondaries in the mod right now. Meaning that, yes, you can
Say
still...
that again, the audio is a little mixy.
Oh yeah! So basically we still have like a discussion about the 2 primaries and the 2 secondaries that's in the current version of the mod. That's something that we have at this moment kind of taken out in some regards and also kept in other regards. Kind of tweaked it, if you will. It's still also up for debate how much we're gonna tweak it and how much we're gonna, you know, replace it. Maybe in the future that people kind of, you know, request it, we could add in a certain carrier that gives you 2 primaries and you can run 2 MGs and whatever you're used to doing. But at this moment, you basically get different classes which all kind of have their unique guns. It sounds a lot like vanilla, but it's not, because there is some things that I will show you very soon here that's actually making this a little different. So first off, we have basically set characters with their sexes. We have a female character and the rest are male. That's kind of how we have to do this with the system that we have at the moment, where we can't really load in your guy's character and have all this awesome new gear that we have made at the same time. So we're making a few compromises, if you will, to kind of make that work. So the advisor here is always going to be female, the team leader is always male, the demolition guy, etc. is always male, all that stuff, but you can choose your character still. So we have all the characters that's in the base game, and you can choose the head by default. and that will also save with your character, so you can basically save this as Fatima with MP5 or whatever and just call it that, giving you a little, you know, different but still a very customizable experience with that character thing.
Yeah, Anders, important question from the chat here. Are the class restrictions going to be in the classic Armory version of the mod? Like Legacy version? Why take out 2 primaries? Most people love that. Shotty and rifle, for example.
Yeah,
we can speak to that.
Yeah, so right on. That's exactly what we did, where we took the best of the best in terms of how the 2 primaries worked. For example, for this guy where he has an M110, but as you can see, he also has an MP5 in the second slot. We put a bunch of the SMGs, the shotguns, all that stuff in very specific slots for different classes. For example, the gunner doesn't really get anything, he only gets pistols. But maybe the demolition guy gets a shotgun. Let's see here. No, actually I didn't. I think the guy who is under Breacher, there's a lot of people filling up the slots now. Can anyone please not do that? Wow, okay. And we'll come back to the slots when people stop filling those. That would be nice. I'm gonna keep people from the server if people
maybe let
keep
people
doing
into the server prematurely.
Yeah.
I also want to make sure everybody's aware right now. So here's how it's going to work. Today, what we're showing you is our latest beta of Binford. We're calling this Beta 3. It is the final beta before our official Binford launch, which will launch this new update to everybody who wants to play it. So server admins, we're going to have a guide posted for you on how to run the beta if you want to run the beta. In the meantime, if you're a player and you want to play the beta, that's fantastic. We would very much love your feedback. That's part of why we're doing this right now, as opposed to like just saying like, hey, this is like done and it's launching tomorrow, is we want the community to be able to help form this mod as it kind of goes on. So if there's stuff that you're seeing, you got feelings about it, if there's stuff that once you're playing it you want to get at us with, join the Discord. We're going to have a channel in there for you to give us direct feedback for the beta, and that's just going to help us perfect this even further.
So, Anders, how about we show some cosmetics?
Hell yeah.
In the other team, because we can't see the other team.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, finally we can actually go
change
into
the map.
Yeah. So right now there's a bunch of stuff going on with guns. Obviously, that's something that we are constantly working on. And there's also a bunch of the stuff that's actually new, which is, as you can see here,
I think it's a
bunch of
cosmetic
cool...
everyone wants to see.
Yeah, look at this. We're gonna go through one by one. Pants, jeans. That's new. We have G3 pants. Again, completely remade. New models, new textures, everything like that. Multicam version of that. Casual pants. That's also just a sort of cargo pant. There's a bunch of these in different colors and variants that you can get now. Even in, as you can see. Winter camo, which has been highly requested for some time.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be fun. And also we have varying degrees of multicam, which is something the US guys here and the Europeans are running. They have Arid, they have Tropic, they have Standard, they have all that stuff. And we're also considering making a black uniform, like a multicam black for these guys, maybe just a solid black for the Russian team that we're gonna look at. And from there we also have matching stuff like jackets, meaning that you could potentially get your favorite kind of winter camo together, or mix and match it, making a tan. There. Just gonna get into the match here so we don't all get destroyed. There we go. There we go.
Alright, we're in.
Yeah, we are basically looking at a bunch of different camouflages, a bunch of different new or reworked cosmetics, like the jacket here is new. We have the shell jacket from NWI but reworked into our system. All of these things are basically made to suit your needs, as they all kind of fit together with whatever you want. So you still have...
You might want to show the flannels.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna...
You're gonna get a kick out of this.
So we do have flannels, and we do have jeans, and you can match and mix and do all that stuff with knee pads and run like a proper PNC, or you can mix those together if you prefer to have like a semi kind of looking... there we go, like a proper PNC looking dude. So basically from there we kind of went with the best of the choices that we could potentially have, where we thought was you know, the most appropriate for all these classes, where we have a sniper hood, we have a pair of, you know, cool helmets that you can choose. You also have these old school kind of helmets if you want to go for a little more soldier look. So we kind of got a little bit of everything rather than going, full on having like 10 different versions of the same helmet over and over, which is something we still are trying to do a little bit, but we're also trying to get all the choices out first, and then we can kind of add on to the point where the mod blows up to the, ridiculous size that it potentially could be, and we will not be able to play it anymore. So right now we're basically just making all of these choices as like a best of choice kind of thing, where we put together, for example, this very specific Kurdish flag on the helmet, which is not changeable unless you choose a different helmet, which is then put together with an American flag. So all that stuff is basically chosen by us, and then you can mix and match it in a million different combinations. It's gonna be so many when you start digging into it. The same goes for the carriers.
Also, to add, like, all cosmetics are gonna be in male and female versions. So the flannel is coming to the advisor class. The compression shirts, like all that stuff, is coming to the advisor class as well.
Correct. So all that stuff is a work in progress as well, where we kind of have added as much as we could at this time, and then if there's coming in a lot of, popular requests or stuff that we want to see or you guys want to see, we are going to try and add that with this beta. So as it runs, it might add more stuff, it might be more stuff coming to the carriers, or the carriers might be tweaked if they need to be. All that stuff is basically up for changing. Like this person here, let's see, a female operator with, let's say, shell jacket. Right now we don't see any flannels on this because we still haven't gotten to it, but we'll make more. And the jeans are custom made for female. They're a little slimmer, has a bigger butt. Yeah, there we go, scratching. And all that stuff is basically just a work in progress. We can add as much as the game can handle and as you guys want to download, and at some point it might be too big to actually work, which is what we're kind of trying to avoid with doing all these classes, trying to do with all this clothing that's like chosen instead of having like 20 different versions of everything. It's all coming down to just size, performance, and also the fact that the previous mod had issues where it wouldn't load when it exceeded a certain amount of guns or carriers and guns. That was actually something that we figured out eventually. It had to come to this, it had to come to classes where one class can't have X amount of blueprints, which is kind of one item is a blueprint, say a grenade, a pair of knee pads, a pant. Any of these are one blueprint. If you give one character or one class too much stuff, you are going to have a problem. Then the game is not going to load. There's a bunch of like scripting errors in the game itself that's like making it not read about, I think it's like 85 megabytes of buffer size or something. There's a very
54K.
Yeah. Basically,
Of message size.
Exactly. So it's literally that's half the reason why we go with classes this time, even though we have kept the legacy build in there just to keep people pleased. We are making this into something new, something different. So basically now we have this class system partially for that, but also for the reason that we want people to play as a team. We want people to kind of have fun running these kind of like specialized classes without having the typical end-of-line kind of recipe, which is cool in itself. It might work. We just thought of something different. We also have kind of this very cool collaboration going with Karmacut, the YouTuber, speaking of like different classes here. So most of this is actually designed in conjunction with him, where he had some cool ideas about how the guns should be, set up in terms of the class, who should get secondaries, who should get what. So there's restrictions like that we might or might not, change as we go through the beta, where people agree or disagree on these changes. And as Roman said, there's also a bunch of mutators or theaters that gives you the access as a server owner to just choose. If you want casual, you will get all the stuff, you will get unlimited class options. There's nothing like a restriction here. There's nothing going on there. You even get back the old style of movement speed, movement animations, all that stuff. So it will be basically exactly as you want it, and we can design more theaters and mutators, as you call them, as the community starts to, come up with ideas about how the gameplay should feel for different scenarios, how the gameplay should feel for PvP versus PvE, how it should feel for, you know, hardcore versus complete milsim realism, all that stuff. Basically, we're trying to make it as diverse as possible with this build.
Yeah, like you can play with cosmetics, you can play without cosmetics, you can play with few cosmetics. We're gonna release like many options for people to like play with whatever style they want. So like some people are saying, oh, I don't want to play with set characters, right? Like you can play the Legacy Theater and play with your all regular cosmetics from NWI, right? So there's a lot of like options for server owners and players alike to enjoy.
Here we see the new semi-auto shotgun that's for the American team, the equivalent of the Saiga 12. The VR8, so that's going to be awesome. It's a semi-auto 8-shell capacity semi-shotgun. Again, it's all about the animations that we've been trying to do, where we want to do stuff like people have said, make the M1014 or what is called the Benelli. It's basically possible to do with some jank, but we kind of want to have the best looking animations we can get. Meaning that we're still working on making custom animations if we ever can do that with the current situation that we got from NWI. We're breaking, you know, compromises like this one, which is basically, as you can see on the picture, running a QBC03 animation, which is barely fitting. It was just, you know, halfway luck that it was fitting the animations when I made this model rigging and everything. So all of this is kind of like, we're trying our best to make new guns, make new cool things to play with, but we're also restricted by a number of things where it's basically possible for us to make animations, but it's impossible for us to import them correctly and make them work in the game. All that stuff is like stuff we're still working on. And
yeah,
this one is
there's a lot of creativity that's coming through the constraints that come with the mod tools. So NWI has opened up a lot of stuff for us to be able to mess around, and most of what you're seeing so far is by virtue of what they've provided and allowed us to do. There are other elements, like I saw people asking about like custom voice lines, and you know, Anders is talking about the animation. These are all things that like we want to be able to do, and we're actively figuring out how to do. It's not as intuitive with the constraints that we've been given, with the mod tools that we've been given, but rest assured we're going to continue working on them because that's stuff that we want to have in here too.
Correct. So there's a couple of questions on the chat here I want to address first. The fine-tuning of the theater settings with game config files, that's something we still look into. We're actually not really sure how to do it yet. There's other modders who have been able to do it, and we're talking to these guys, and we're trying to collab with them to figure out exactly how to do it. So the theater system that we have right now is more like a placeholder, I would say, where yes, we want to have it completely customizable, where you can just, you know, change everything as a server owner. Right now we're just trying to make like presets, really get them fine-tuned for most people's appreciation. And what I can say is that it's going to be way better than what we had before with Ismc, where we just had one theater. It kind of worked for casuals, it kind of worked for hardcores. It didn't really work for everyone, so we kind of want to get more into that customizable thing, even though it might be difficult to get it exactly as everyone wants. To speak for the other thing here, where the 40 rounders went, that's an excellent question. We are actually working on tweaking and making the magazines better as we go along, and we remove them until we are getting a new kind of casual thing going, where we can get drum mags in, but we have drum mags for the gunner. So right now we have, let's see here, 300 blackout drum mags, we have quad stacks for some of these guns. All of that stuff is coming back slowly but surely through the beta. We just need to figure out exactly how to get the 40 rounders. So basically, like, yeah, like when you talk about PvP, obviously you don't want to have all the toys there because it's going to be very imbalanced. Everyone is going to run a drum mag, everyone is going to do this and that. We're trying to kind of figure out a middle ground where, yes, the drum mags can be used, but they should be used in a supportive role like the Gunners class, and they should be used like this and that. They should be slower to use, all that stuff like game design wise. And it should also be designed the way that the 40 rounders doesn't necessarily mean more ammo. So maybe we can bring back the 40 rounders, have them, like, you can't really have that many of them like in Tarko, where it's like filling up an extra slot or something, so you get maybe 4 mags rather than 6 or something like that. All of that is possible, we just need to have more time to develop a system that's more intuitive with what we want, because obviously there's a bunch of guns that have 40 rounders in the legacy build, and they will still have them. Like in the legacy build that we're releasing now, it still will be 40 rounders and all that stuff, but we want to bring it into the new version of Ismc where it's actually making sense to have it, because there's obviously a lot of cool 30 rounders that I felt like was going completely unnoticed. Where like yeah, we have a lot of cool magazines for like the Mark 18 and the AR family, where it's like all these cool little details on them. And I felt like, well, we kind of want to have that because that's more realistic than a 40 rounder. No one really uses 40 rounders in real life. And we discussed that, we went back and forth, and we finally ended up, yes, we will have 30 rounders, make 40 rounders a thing as we go along, make them work. Yeah, probably heavier, just everything that could potentially make them, you know, less ideal as a choice, like a meta. And
yeah, so
basically, and that's, yeah.
So to kind of guide something that you're starting to get at there is like there is this balance that we're constantly trying to strike between authenticity and meta.
Exactly.
So attempting to dial that in a way that makes it fun, gives people all of the customization options that they want. So even if like just cosmetically you prefer a 30 round mag, like we still want to make that viable for you. And just kind of keeping that design principle across all of our weapons to like, you know, balance you having like the basically as close to the exact weapon and character that you want to play while still having it be you know, usable enough in combat that it's not like you have to take a debuff in order to like use the gun that you want. I also want to chime in really quick for the people in our live stream. One, I noticed people giving a shout out to the 300 blackout ammunition. You're my people. Give me a shout out again on that.
Yes.
Two, if you're on the Insurgency subreddit at all, I just posted this live stream to the subreddit. It should show up under the new tab. I want as many people to see this as possible. If you guys are supporters of Ismc and you want to help kind of get the word out there, hop in there, and I don't know, we can kind of help other people see it there too.
Oh, there's a few questions on the chat again before they disappear on me here. Let's see. Yes, I like these ideas about the 40 rounders and the drums, because we want to have some sort of system where it's like incentivizing playing with different things. The malfunctions is something we definitely look into. It's difficult because we don't really have access to the main code, and that's something that's very hard coded into game, right? Where you kind of have to dig into the system and make it like, how big a chance is it? What affects the chance of a malfunction? What is a malfunction? How do you clear it? There's a million things, and we all want to do that, but it's very difficult to get that just with the mod that we have right now. Stuff like making a specific carrier for it, yes, we completely agree. There's actually, for the gunner, for example, a very specific carrier where it's like, it incentivizes you to use, you can run, you know, pretty much anything. I can't turn my guy here for whatever reason, but you can basically run anything like a 30 round kind of looking carrier, and it works fine if you carry an M249 with it. But the problem there is that, well, but since you aren't really wearing the stuff, yeah, we're gonna go through it. Since you aren't really wearing a carrier that accommodates for drum mags or for belts and all the stuff, you won't get as much as if you choose, let's see here, the gunner's choice, which is this, gives you more drum mags and quad stacks. That's the same going for the demolition class, where he kind of gets different cool carriers, but if he chooses the right one, the demolition class one, it gives you an extra explosive. So there's small things like that where it's just making it a little more incentivized to play by the rules that we set up, where we think it's good. And then basically just going around that. You can still do the customization, but yeah, you can choose whatever you like.
So let's show some of the new guns.
Hell yeah.
We can definitely showcase some of the new cool stuff. So like people are definitely asking for this.
Let's do it.
So how about we just like build some guns? Like
yeah, let's get nerdy about it.
Yeah, agreed. So right now we can start with the VR80. That's gonna be with just randomly selecting a few things now. XPS, maybe the suppressor. Nah, let's keep that. The flashlight maybe.
Make it loud.
Yeah, let's do it loud. And we can do all the kind of stocks that we want. Let's do an ultra light, for example. I think that's new. And the operator training. Just for a sidearm, we maybe want a P226 with a compensator, hollow points, all that stuff.
Ooh, we can show the new MCX, by the way.
Oh yes. Yeah, we're getting to that. We're getting to it. Let's see. So
oh, the new stocks.
basically just respawn myself, and there we are. This guy comes with 8 rounders, so you get a lot of magazines for it, even more than you probably ever need. I have 17 seconds.
Let's mag dump that thing. Can we mag dump that thing?
Oh hell yeah! Just gonna get in
Oh
there.
yeah.
Let's actually take the round and restart it. There we go, so everyone can play. There we go.
Okay, bring what you need.
Everyone is in. Good stuff.
Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting idea from chat. Maniac Gamer says, so can we join RUS and US PMC, Western and Eastern PMCs against Insurgent bots?
Yeah, so
We
that's
can
something.
mag them too.
That's basically where we are. Hang on, guys.
How about we show
Let's also talk about Pve Ai. I feel like that hasn't been touched on enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so satisfying.
Come on, come at me.
Yeah. Anyone who's a fan of Dismemberment is gonna like this gun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So basically all that stuff is, we're gonna go back to a little bit of talking about the guns over here. We can survive long enough.
This is something that we've discovered as we're having conversations and playtesting this ourselves. Is it's so hard to speak coherently when you're being shot at.
Hey guys,
Oh,
gameplay is very loud. People are not enjoying that.
Oh my god, I agree. Let's do this.
It's part of me wants to be like it's gunfire. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
gunfire
way
is
too loud.
always uncomfortably
It's
loud.
way- Yeah, let's do
No,
it.
we'll clean that up a little bit.
There we go. Just make it very low at the moment.
gunfire.
There we go. Don't get annoyed by that. Alright, so
Yeah,
what I was saying, I think basically all the guns will have, you know, you obviously have to test it for yourself to see kind of the new changes and stuff. There's a few minor changes to like the recoil and the sway and the balance between the guns. All that is in good favor of just seeing how the game performs. We'll still, you know, take responsibility to get it as everyone wants it, even though it might not feel exactly as the previous Ismc, it might still need some tweaking. We're trying to get it as good as possible, right? Just make it realistic, have it as realistic as possible, and not really take care of the, you know, balance that kind of NWI guns usually have, where it's like, yeah, say for example the Honey Badger, I think we have it here. We brought that back in, we reworked it to the point where it's like actually usable, it doesn't drop like crazy anymore. All that stuff is just constantly under tweaking, constantly under work, like it always has been. And all that stuff is very important for us guys to kind of hear from you. It should be increased to the point where it's fun, it should be decreased to the point where it's realistic. Everything is just constantly working, constantly tweaking, constantly just making it so it's perfect for, well, the general consensus of what a gun should feel like in a game. So, to speak for a question that's been quite far up here, let's see. I'm gonna answer this question first. So, yes, ammo. We have done some stuff to the ammo system, which is actually going back to vanilla ammo as a start to kind of mitigate the problems of having unbalanced ammo or different kinds of issues that's like apart from insurgency ammo, and just adding this armor piercing ammo, hollow points ammo, and some of them even had tracers. That stuff from NWI, but it's also been reworked to the point where it's like 50% perform, let's say 50% penetration, I believe, something like this. Giving you more damage, less penetration through walls and armor and all that stuff. And armor piercing vice versa is just the same damage as a normal copper jacket bullet, it just goes through more stuff. We're still kind of trying to figure out exactly how the armor system works in this game, which is kind of finicky and, in my opinion, doesn't seem to work. I think it's actually just like giving you slightly less damage from explosives and maybe some bullets. It's really finicky. We're trying to figure it out, but I would honestly come out there and say I don't think it's working as intended. I think it's supposed to be something like it stops this bullet and that bullet, but it doesn't work, and then we tried a bunch of things. So right now it's basically just armor piercing bullets go through more stuff, hollow points go through less stuff, but it's more damaging. Normal nothing is just normal bullets from the base game, with the exception of the AS Val and the Honey Badger having no longer that crazy drop or that crazy kind of you know, no drop kind of thing where it drops super fast, no velocity. All that stuff is kind of been fixed. And yeah, apart from that, it's all vanilla ammo. when you see 300 blackout, it's gonna perform the same as 7.62 by 39, like the AK ammo. 7.62 is the same, performing quite high, but having a high recoil. The 50 caliber is still an option in there, like the 50 caliber sniper, but it's super heavy to aim and do stuff to, so it's like you wouldn't really do it for CQB anymore. And all that stuff is just constantly tweaking. So all the stuff when you start playing, we are just gonna be, yeah, right on it, try to change stuff. So I think we can try this. Let's see here, guns. We have some guns. Here we
Yeah,
have.
let's kind of go back to the sort of like guided tour portion of this, because there's a lot of stuff that we want to show you guys. So let's put a pin in Q&A. We're going to get to that later. Think of some really good questions for us that you think are going to stump us, and we'll be answering those in a little bit. But for now, let's focus on just like powering through all of the stuff that's in the mod, or as much of it as we can cover. There's going to be stuff that we don't cover just by virtue of there being so much in here. So we really encourage you that if you're into the kind of like beta testing, if you're into like the community support aspect of ISMC, to beta test it, to come in and join servers, encourage server admins to run the beta, and get in there and experiment with us. You know?
How about we show the collapsing stock?
Hell yeah!
Ooh.
So we have a lot of stocks. This is one of them. We have the same for the AR, for example, where we have the CQB one. There's a lot of cool new options. Let's try the MCX in battle. I'm just gonna, let's see, like this, changing the charging handle from a Geissele to a Raptor, the hollow points, flashlight maybe, let's do a combo maybe, there we go. And then there's a million different options for handguards, as you can see. It just changes the handguard when you go into different kinds of suppressors. I think I'll actually go and do this to have the normal suppressor there, the integrated one. And then we do this. Let's see.
Yes.
And let's go with an Elkin. There we go.
Cool
Oh,
stuff. So it's time
That's
to
a sexy
showcase
gun.
our second faction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's dig into the eastern.
PMC, there's a lot of really cool new stuff that you guys are going to enjoy here.
jumping.
We get a server.
Yeah, we've shown you not even half of the cosmetics.
Yeah. So the western side is all taken care of here. Let's see what we have on the Russian side. Here we go.
They're Russian inspired. Let's be clear about that. They're Eastern inspired.
Yeah. It's not like they have
creatively allows us a lot more leeway to kind of like customize them how we want. So it doesn't matter if it's like official Russian gear or something like that. These are both PMCs, Western and Eastern inspired, to allow us to sort of customize them in ways that we see as like the most fun, as opposed to being like restrictive.
Yeah.
We've also been talking about establishing lore around these PMCs and like why they're conflicting with each other and like the nature of these conflicts. So nothing on that this update, but expect that to kind of establish in a little bit. Also, another shout out to everyone who's on Reddit and upvoting the ISMC live stream. I've seen a ton more people come in ever since we posted that there. So thank you to everyone who's helping us get this mod out there. We are volunteers. We have literally no budget. So any help that you guys have to offer us to help get more eyes, more players in ISMC, we are so extremely grateful for.
How about? Oh, by the way, great news, you guys! The AK system is getting Gunsmith.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
this is one of our big announcements.
So,
everyone who thinks that ISMC is like an AR-15 centric mod, be prepared to be disproven.
Yeah, so here we have new AK-12, new AK-100 series, which is actually this time properly made, where we have a long version, the 103 and the 74M, the 104 and the 105 based on caliber, and all of that, as you can see, comes with different handguards. And when you start tweaking this, it's going to be a lot of fun. You can put on all the stuff, have it like this, and when you start putting on flash hiders, you can change that, and all of a sudden...
Let's build an AK. Let's soup to nuts build an AK.
Let's do a proper build here. First combo with a flashlight and a burst laser. We can do a Sendico muzzle brake.
Ooh, love it.
RMR. Let's do the Sendico grip, so we kind of stay in the Russian theme. Let's do PSO, maybe? Nah, let's actually do something else. Let's do, yeah, like these ACOGs and stuff like that. Those are pretty good to use. Also show off the new reticle system that we have. And let's do a proper American stock on this, because we need to mix and match it with something. Let's do a CTR, maybe? Then we have...
Yeah, we have very, very exotic PMCs. They get equipment from everywhere.
And the new sprays is something we haven't touched on, which is so big.
And they work for every gun, by the way.
Yeah, it's literally just a full-on system with 2 sprays for almost every gun at least. Having different kind of, let's see here, if I get a proper tan camo, there we go. So you can actually spray your scopes, you can spray your magazines, your grips at some extent, you can spray your muzzles. We can put on, for example, the SOCON suppressor here, which actually also gets that stuff. And of course, operator training, which is a classic. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Change the stocks. Let's always change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's cycle through a bunch of those.
So we have
armor piercing.
All the stuff here.
Through the colors. Oh, by the way.
Gratch reveal.
Someone asked about the Alton. So how about we equip a nice Russian helmet?
Hell yeah.
To showcase that in a second.
I'm gonna go for a Veltor. No, UBR. It's looking cool. Then we have the Grach, which is a new pistol. It's straight up for the Russian forces. It does not come with a red dot, because in real life apparently it doesn't. We gave it a bunch of different suppressors and compensators, as much customization as it could potentially get in real life. And also we're running new lasers and new flashlights in terms of the meshes. So this one is new, and this one I think is in the mod already. We also have, let's see here, all the different helmets. So many helmets. They even get that awesome ghillie hood that everyone is running these days. He gets that. He gets, let's do a gas mask. Let's give him a proper Russian-looking carrier with a, let's see here. There is so many
helmet
choices.
with the visor.
There's one, and that's the Alton. We also have the CCH, I believe it's called. CSH-1M2M, that's the one. And this guy's ready for war. His Gorka suit is on. You can give him whatever in addition, but let's just go with that. Let's try it.
Oh, by the way, the Russians also get like a full cosmetic kit, all of it in digital flora.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
So who's the team leader in this gameplay?
It's me.
Can we get some?
Left side.
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna like the new fire support.
Yes, so we have changed the fire support, which is something we have not discussed yet. We now have new kinds of fire support. So if you guys can see on the screen, a tactical vehicle drop has been ordered. So let's see what that is all about.
Yeah, tactical vehicle drop. What is that? I know what it is.
Anders, can you point at the sky real quick?
Oh my god, what happened? There's a tactical vehicle. Holy shit.
That's
Where
not
did
where I
that
dropped
come
it.
from?
Oh, it got
How
stuck.
did it get there?
Oh no, it's stuck!
Oh, give him some space,
Oh, I
guys.
got it. Hold on.
Yeah, give him some space.
Just gotta wiggle it a little more.
Yeah, this is our reference to Ghost Recon Wildlands. When you order a vehicle, it shows up in the least convenient place.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Almost got it.
Come on, Peter. Come on. You got it.
Yeah, who's seen that scene in Austin Powers where he gets stuck in the hallway?
Yeah, I feel like it right now.
Oh, this is exactly.
Little forward, little backward, little forward, little backward.
See, and then grenade launcher.
We should build a mounted gun.
Turn the gun, man. Actually, we need to turn the car a bit.
Yeah, the
Hey,
car's,
we're free.
There we go.
Hey, what's that? What's that on top there? What is that? What do you got there?
Grenade launcher.
A grenade
Don't
launcher.
fire it!
Does it fire grenades?
Yes,
I think it does. Yeah.
Let's test to be sure.
The enemy called in
Rolling deep
the
today.
Blue 4 armored vehicle.
Nice. Oh, this is
Oh,
the new
man.
stuff. Since we cleared this side.
Back it up, back to Alpha.
Yeah, back it up a bit.
Yeah. This is why it's been a little bit since you've seen an update from us. This is the kind of stuff that we've been working on.
Get me a little
Friendly reminder to everybody,
Coming up,
if you want to take screen caps and GIFs of this, we would be so psyched if you wanted to share. I'm just saying that because I don't know, I think somebody who took a GIF of us firing a grenade launcher would
It does
probably get
go
a lot of
for
attention
auto.
on social media.
How about we make a call in for the other
Guys.
recall?
Yeah, it's coming. Actually, the US AI called in theirs too,
Let's see it.
Right.
comically.
Oh yeah. There they
There
come.
she
Oh
goes.
yeah, Santi.
Verse
Alright,
30
look at
minutes.
Boom, it
this guy.
landed perfect.
Tactical insertion.
Oh my god, this is awesome.
T-Mask, loving the Die Hard reference. This is just one of the features of our armored
There we
vehicles
go.
is their drop
My
proof.
bad.
Oh, I got shot. What the
Oh
hell?
shit.
Yeah, this thing is like sucking.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
drop the
that was a
vehicle.
stylish
Yeah.
insertion there, wasn't it?
We need a better map, I think, for the vehicles.
Yeah, a little too much clutter in this. There's a lot of custom maps that you can play, which is awesome.
So part of
I
the
think
part of the
it's
reason that this is what we're focusing on, just to kind of broaden the scope a little bit here, is we've noticed community-wise that oh my gosh, that a lot of the sentiments surrounding ISMC have been calling us like the gun mod, which like
Yes.
fair, we did add like close to 100 guns to the mod, but we want to be so much more than that now. So we want to be like the gun mod, but also the everything mod. That's why you're seeing like these vehicles in here and all these kind of like new game modes, the you know, faction on faction gameplay, PMC on PMC gameplay.
Bring me left,
So, yeah,
Gunsmith.
someone asked us if
Oh,
Kermit
yeah.
from Thermobaric helped us with this. Yes, he did. Shout out to Kerman and his fire support. No
Sorry. Shot by 3.
I'm gonna try to move. Oof, I don't know if I can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
hey.
should ditch the vehicles and go in by foot. Let's do it.
PS2 Junkie just shouted out our
Oh,
our
can we call
Gameology
the
expert
good
react
explosion,
video.
please?
I'm
I think
dead.
we lost our,
Yeah.
our guys that Warrior J is down. F in chat.
Yeah.
It's stuck.
Yeah, PS2 Junkie. Yeah, we did know about that. We were in contact with the Gameology folks, and yeah, Israel did a great job covering. Israel was the name of the special forces operator that they had talking up ISMC and that. So we loved that, and we're hoping to do more with him soon. So keep an eye on that. So, Anders and Roman, when are people going to be able to download the beta? I know we haven't done the date reveal for the full launch yet, but for the beta, when can we expect to be able to download that?
I can answer that. This weekend. So
Yay!
in the final stages, we're polishing up some few extra bugs, testing some nice stuff for you guys, and it should be done in a few hours. So tops tomorrow afternoon, but we want to have it done tonight. So you know we'll push it to Project Binford, and we'll post the instructions. We're writing up the guide as we're speaking. So we're very thrilled to have you guys play this new build. So also, you guys want to know when we're releasing to full?
Yeah, let's pull up that graphic that Pink Panther made for us.
All right, Anders, show us the graphic.
Hell yeah.
Show us the graphic.
Do we have still, let's hear? Did it sound
You guys
in,
can't see us, but I just pointed to really emphasize that.
I don't remember where I put it.
While he's getting that, I'm going to answer a couple questions from here. Is it possible to have West and East allied to fight insurgents? Anders, we addressed that earlier, didn't we?
So yeah, what's going to happen with Insurgents is that we're making them from scratch. Warrior J is super talented in making characters, and he has a lot of stuff that's been in the works for a few months now. I believe that it's gonna be our new, proper Taliban-looking kind of insurgent faction with new guns, new uniforms, new everything, all very much connected to a sense of realism. Let's see here. Did
Yeah,
it
and
send it?
expect to have the same level of customization too for the inserts.
We have our date,
verisimilitude is the word we've been using for that. Like, we want this to be as close to like real life application as possible. Boom! Reveal date.
That's it. 25th of May. Shouldn't be
Yeah.
too long.
So we picked this date with a month of beta testing in mind. We really want to be able to work out the kinks. As we're kind of continuing to refine this, we're hoping to have your guys' help as the community to help us figure out how to kind of refine this, dial it in, balance it, and we're of course going to be working on optimization during that time. We hear everyone who's saying like, I have slow internet, this thing takes forever to download. We want it to be as efficient as possible and as optimized as possible, so that it runs well and so that it's not a pain in the ass to download. Second, with the information coming from NWI about their 192 and 110 and release upcoming, we wanted to give ourselves a little bit of extra time in there to make sure that the mod plays nicely with their new build. You might remember from 1.9 when that came out that that kind of kneecapped the mod for a little bit, and we had to work on getting it back to a compatible state. So we built in some extra time, and we're going to be reaching out to them and hopefully trying to understand the nature of that update a little bit better to make sure that the mod, ISMC mod, flows smoothly into that. To answer the question from the Maniac Gamer, the younger guys seem to know more about the attachments. Too bad he wasn't in the video. That is Israel. That's the guy that we're going to be teaming up with. I've been emailing with him. He's LA-based, I'm LA-based. We're going to meet up for coffee and talk through ways that he and ISMC can kind of continue to create content together. So I'm glad that you were into him and what he had to say, is because we're gonna have more of that moving forward. Gibbous says, wouldn't that make team recognition very hard? I want to kind of touch on this for a little bit longer. Team recognition is absolutely something that we considered as we were designing cosmetics for the two PMC factions. So, like real life, target recognition is not always simple, but we wanted to make it as understandable as possible. So let's hear from some of the people who worked on that. Anders, Roman, you can delegate this question to whoever you like.
Yeah.
About what sort of team recognition consideration factors that went into this update.
So there's obviously a few things that's IFF based, and that's colors, and there's a certain like uniform aesthetics that's kind of very unique per team. And there's also the guns themselves. So, having played and playtested this for at least a couple of months now, I think the main thing is looking at colors, like the obviously yellow Gorka suits. It's a big thing where a lot of people use those. Apart from that, there's green and black on the Russians. All their gear, as you can see, is black or green. No tans, no nothing like that. So you will very easily see that right off the bat. When it doesn't come down to that, there's like the very specific helmets that the Russians use. They're more bulky, they're using more bulky uniforms, even though they do have some of the same kind of uniforms as the Americans. That makes it very easy, at least in my opinion, when you see them both afar and up close, to see if they're friend or foe. They also get this very specific, what they call it, the balaclava here. As you can see, his nose is sticking out. That's only for the Russians. So there's a bunch of small things like that. He gets the elbow pads in there. They get very specific guns, as you can see, the AKs, all that stuff. So all of that together should be efficient enough to kind of get a good IFF. However, having said that, if there's any issues and you guys find them to be very difficult to see, or there's, very difficult to kind of recognize, tell us, and we'll try to do stuff, try to make it realistic, but as well as easy enough to see differences within PvP. It might be an issue, so yeah.
That was the new airstrike call.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah, baby.
It's the Jade ammo.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
car. Wow.
Yeah. Big bada boom.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Obliterated your own.
Yeah. Hey, question, because I don't know the answer to this. If you call in a vehicle and it lands on you, do you die?
That's a good
I
question.
think so.
Ooh.
This
I
takes
mean-
some scientific experimentation, I think.
We look forward
That's a
to
gift,
later
that's a gift.
testing that hypothesis for us.
I'm reloading!
Should have VTOL in about 30 seconds.
Copy that? Oh, they got it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Good try. No, we're fucking around here. But I think it's gonna be a lot of this when the beta hits. It's all about you guys trying it, figuring out obviously bugs, but also kind of where you like it and dislike it. And we'll listen. We're here to kind of make this next month or so be the kind of proving ground of this. We have worked on it ourselves. We kind of found what we liked, but it's still to be tested by the community, where we
How
kind of
about
want to
we-
see how it goes.
Play PvP, Anders.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
How about we show PvP?
We are gonna go
Done.
for firefight. That's my favorite. So right now we are running a very basic version of the newly arriving PvP. I don't think there's bots on. There might be, even though they should in theory work now. And that's also something coming very much with the update now, where we kind of have to perfect PvP to the point where it's actually very balanced and fun. And then also the previous mentioned competition, like the competitive stuff, where it's gonna be super into the small details of how the balance should be, and we'll make that from scratch basically. Just add one gun, add one class, try to figure out that guy first, then add more, and over time it's hopefully gonna develop into this Ismc competitive thing that's actually very balanced, rather than just slap everything in, see how it goes, and we'll have Saiga fun, right? It's just gonna be very different to have competitive versus this kind of PvP that we're gonna play right now. And also to speaking for the different zoom levels on the scopes, yes, we are gonna add in a few different variants. I personally like the 1x because it's better for CQB, but we can have 6x, times 3, 6x times 3, 6x times 2, etc., and just have different versions, because there's no way to kind of have multiple zoom levels, but it's definitely gonna be different possibilities there. So let's do this. Wow, I think I might need to change team. It's like 4 versus 1. Let's see. There we go. Just gonna grab a MP9 class here.
Can we go? Can we get moving?
There we go. And bear in mind, I really suck at PvP. So this is gonna be fun.
That means no fire
It is pretty funny that for all the developing that we do, like, none of us are really that amazing at the game.
So true.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah,
lot
dude.
of fun with the game though. That's something.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Very
Yeah,
true.
well, and fun is the point. Fun is the point.
Yeah.
Also, for everyone who's stoked that we're using an NP9 right now, like, shout out to early Counter-Strike players and shout out to Perfect Dark players for
Perfect
for
Dark.
loving that gun for like decades at this point. So yeah, please continue showing the new guns and attachments. We will. Somebody's asking about new maps. So I like clearing up this misconception. ISMC at this point does not actually contain any maps. So for everyone complaining about like, oh, servers need me to download like 20 gigabytes of stuff, ISMC as a mod is much smaller than that. Ooh, you blew up that. But because, kind of custom servers like custom things, you end up getting just a whole bunch of these maps. There are ways to download those maps from mod.io beforehand to kind of streamline that server joining process. And at some point, this is not official yet, but at some point we want to start to both curate and develop ISMC map packs that we would make available to the community for download before joining a server, so that you can have kind of the maps that we feel ISMC plays best on, obviously in collaboration with those map developers themselves who would hopefully be on board. But yeah, we're very conscious of the amount of weight that those servers kind of bring as you're joining them, and we want to make sure, like we said before, that everything is as optimized as possible. So insofar as we have control over that, we're going to be doing stuff to help. But yeah. We do have servers that only run vanilla maps as well. That's what we've been able to do about it so far. Let's see. People are loving the MP9. I love that.
Hell yeah. See if I have any more luck this time. So right now we're running something like 30% less sprinting speed than the PV version and also a bunch less health. So we're still doing a bunch of tweaking to the PvP, but right now it should be pretty decent time to kill, pretty decent movement speed, pretty hardcore right now. And when you run it casual, it should be way more into that kind of original speed where it's just 1-on-1, nothing changed in terms of movement speed or animations and that stuff. And we can run that from any server at any time, just needs to stop the server, change the mutator name, and restart, and it should be fine.
Yeah, and to address Adam in the YouTube comments there, so the ISMC beta that we're running right now, it looks like it's about 6 gigabytes. Is that accurate, guys?
Well, no, it's 4.7. When it's unpacking,
4.7.
it's about 10, but it's definitely just the download itself is not that big.
Yeah. And again, optimization is something that we're going to be working on between now and the official launch date. So if anything, you can expect that size, hopefully, to get smaller.
Maybe change the map to like push so they last longer, the rounds.
Yeah, agreed. So to address a very good question there about the resupply points, that's actually not connected to the game itself. When we are gonna do the competitive stuff, we are gonna completely redo how the different things cost, so it actually makes sense for a competitive setting where you actually choose everything rather than right now we basically have 1 million points on most ISMC servers. You just choose whatever. It's not really perfected, but for the competitive, we really want to do that proper, get it to the point where it actually works as intended. Yeah, so having said that, it's definitely not set by any means different from its original state, but for competitive, we'll do some changes, and also for general ideas about that, please let us know.
You guys just gonna wish
Yeah, we have been approached by members in our community. Shout out to let me get the name, sorry. T-Mask. Right? T-Mask, who approached us with the idea for doing community. So we're in contact with him. We're gonna work with him further and, like really develop this idea. Like also give recognition to members in the community who have been, like giving us good ideas. We're always down to talk with you guys. So,
Yeah.
Could also mention that some of the standard guns got some retextures, like the AKM and the SKS, as well as the AK-74.
Correct. The AKM even actually got a completely new model, so we were actually looking at how the NWI AKM was wrong. Just, it wasn't an AKM, it was some sort of 74 hybrid with the wrong stock and the wrong this and that. So we basically just got a completely new model, making an actual AKM in the game.
Smoky.
Dude, I love the way the new guns look. And those canted sights.
So how about we open the server?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is one of the things I kind of wanted to surprise people with. Is like, get ready to move your fingers fast because we're going to put the server info that we're playing on right now in YouTube chat. So if you want to jump in there, this is the moment to do so.
Hell yeah!
All right,
Let's play.
See the server and the password.
All right, copy pasting in 3, 2. Wait, nope, that's across 2 different computers. I've got my laptop next to my desktop. I was like, why isn't the mouse going over? Typing it in manually.
Yes, you can join and play this, what we would call the alpha version of it. just delete your old ISMC stuff or move it to a different folder, so you don't have to re-download a lot of stuff again.
Careful there,
Here
Tempter.
we go, baby.
It's too quiet over here.
Slow.
Yeah,
See, this is what happens when we play. It's like we get so focused.
well, this is yeah, I'm gonna win this, damn it.
Alright,
yeah.
I'm gonna jump into hopefully help, maybe hinder. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's do
let me-
it. Or the
let me boot
man.
this up.
I think we'll keep playing PvP with the members just because it's the newest thing. The PvE stuff is still it works, but it's just when a lot of people join it, it's still gonna be a lot of clutter, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, recognizing that this is not in its finished state, but we want you guys to help us test it. So do join. Let's okay. So we also mentioned that we focus more on Q&A. I know we've been taking some light questions from the comments here, but let's field whatever questions you guys have right now. We'll try to rapid fire this stuff.
That's a new fire support. The Yak 38.
What the fuck?
Like a Russian.
VTOL.
Can we go outside and see it?
Hell yeah. Just gonna kill this guy first if I can.
Yeah.
To answer Anton's question, we have considered many options, but we haven't taken any decisions whether ISMC will become full game.
All right, we've got a question from the Rubbish PC Kid. She asks, "Can I keep my vanilla character model in the Legacy Armory version of the mod that is PvE focused?"
Correct. So that is basically something we just called Ismc Legacy, and we put it in there with a few guns, even though it might not have all the new cool stuff that we added because of the previously mentioned loading issues. So it will work, it will be there, but it just will be not as supported as before, where it's just, it's there. Maybe it will work with the MP9, maybe it will have some new scopes, but we're really trying to incentivize to play the new stuff rather than just keeping the legacy around.
Yeah, so short answer, yes and, basically.
Yeah, yes, and we really kind of want this to be the main thing. Legacy will stick around as long as people play it, but honestly, like, we are really trying to make our own thing right now, right? We're not trying to make a mod as much as just get everything to be as new and exciting, and, you know, we need the community's help to make that happen rather than just stick around with Legacy and just have the guns and play Vanilla Insurgency, right? So yeah, we want to evolve.
There is night PvP, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anything that's like push, firefight, and any kind of PvP should work in theory now. We played a few rounds of night, we played a few rounds of different game modes. It's highly under development still. And let us know, like, how does this feel? Is it actually working? Is it in need of serious balancing? Looking at the Saga. I mean, the Saga is actually not that bad at the moment. We've really increased the recoil animation on it. There's a bunch of stuff done to it. Making it realistic, but it's still kind of just, it's not as good as it was.
Brian H. asks, is there going to be Oceania or SCA or Australia servers? So, as far as official servers go, I'm not totally sure on that, but I would encourage server admins to run servers in those areas, and I would encourage players to encourage server admins to run the mod, run the beta. The best way to grow ISMC both in audience and in content is to help spread the word just organically. You know, we don't have an advertising budget. We're all volunteers. We basically count on Discord, social media, and Reddit posts to like get the word out there. We love it whenever we see people from the community posting ISMC content. You always get an upvote, almost always a comment from Party on Alec, ISMC, that's my Reddit profile. But yeah, so to get people to create servers in those areas, yeah, let's just encourage it.
Yeah, also to add for the rubbish PC kit, so we are having now female characters on both sides of the game. So if you play PvP, you can, whichever team you play, if you play as the advisor, you'll be able to play as a female character with all its new cosmetics and like all the plaid and all this stuff that all the other characters get as well. So we are trying to keep female characters as important as they are in the regular game. We know they're a very popular character option for many of our players, so we want to.
Yeah, and that's something you can expect more expansion on as far as factions go in the future.
We are actually also looking into adding more female options for characters. Like more heads, more hairstyles. Like more in general options to give like a wider sense of customization for everyone. We want to feel everyone gets to be represented in the game. So
absolutely. Rubbish PC Kit also brings up something that I wanted to address as a whole. So one of the pillars that kind of upholds ISMC is this idea that we're obsessed with learning, we're obsessed with education. If you want to be a part of ISMC, get at us. If you have talents or if you want to learn talents, get at us. We'd be happy to work with you and to help you kind of craft stuff that you're passionate about for the mod, and learn skills that you want to have. It's a really, really great dev community. Make it so that in future streams people can donate money to support y'all's awesome work. That's not a bad idea. We could put that towards like server costs and model costs.
Yeah.
I think YouTube might require us to have 1,000 subscribers, and we're at 954. So tell you what, if you guys can get us to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the live stream, that'd make us really happy.
A lot.
Yeah. Help us get some new YouTube subscribers. We've been so focused on getting other people to promote ISMC, like other content creators, that we haven't done a lot of development on our own YouTube channel. So help us out.
So Oriangel is asking a question about Pve Ai. So we did tweak the Pve Ai, so Anders can go a little bit more depth about this.
Yeah, correct. So basically what we're doing now is to collabing with a bunch of people who has in the past made changes to the AI. That is, Circulus from the improved AI mod, people from the different servers like Rest the Mic here has been helping us a lot on that. And all that stuff is trying to come together and get the AI as good as possible in ISMC mod. That means we're doing changes on the server, stuff on like a base layer where it's how fast can they see you, how accurate are they, all that stuff is coming together on the mod side, and then we can also tweak it on the server side, so it's like still tweakable, but we're just trying to get it better. It's a very vague kind of thing yet because we're still very much developing and trying to figure out exactly how we can improve the AI. It's still, doing the janky stuff like shooting you from 400 meters away. It's still trying to, jump into a wall or get stuck in doorways or just stupid shit, right? But just the general gist of the AI now should be that they're more aggressive, they have multiple layers of behavior. So we have some AI being more defensive, while some are potentially more aggressive. And they're like doing different parts of their teamwork in different layers of the AI, which is something NWI never did. They had one AI for all the stuff. Like, you are supposed to be aggressive and defensive. No, we're doing defensive bots, aggressive bots on the same team. We're doing gunner bots, who is basically like trying to suppress you more, but not exactly trying to be aggressively running at you. And we have shotgunner bots, who's trying to get really close to you. We have all that stuff running in conjunction. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. Like, my personal experience with AI right now is that it's better. It's better, but it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, and we still need to kind of work on it, try to figure it out, and get it to the point where it's as good as we possibly can get it for Sandstorm.
Yeah, and hey, shout out again to NWI for laying the groundwork that allows us to do this. This is the tool set that we have kicks just a whole bunch of ass, and it's kind of inspired us to figure out all the different things that we can do with it.
Absolutely.
I joined Blue 4 and I can't get the garage. Alright, I'm gonna use the Smith & Wesson MP9.
Yeah. Not really available in the western parts of the world.
Grumble, grumble. Yeah, Tarkov has conditioned me to just always count on that being there and not. Alright.
That is actually pretty fun now, just looking at all this cosmetics. It's pretty aesthetically pleasing.
I'm in the server. I'm getting ready to join. I just I want to make my character.
Yeah,
first.
there's definitely potential problem for example, competitive is that there's a lot of choices. So we might need to take a lot of the choice to make it more streamlined. If you want to play a competitive match, you don't want to sit there for 15 minutes and make a loadout, right? You just want to play.
Well, I would encourage people to use the saved preset settings, so that once you get the setup that you want, you can get it back whenever you want.
Yeah, and in theory it also should be very possible to kind of get that for competitive, where you can tweak it, set it up beforehand on local, and then use it on a server.
Alright, I'm running a flannel and denim build. Shout out to Letterkenny fans. How are you now?
Oh, by the way, in the next update, we're gonna get 1P arms working. So when you wear flannel, you'll see your flannel in your arms. So exciting stuff for extra immersion.
Like you see the gloves and the arms right now, it's just one per side, or at least two per side if you choose the female operator. And it's all custom made, which is awesome, but it doesn't change. Like you see the watch there and everything, but it doesn't change if you wear a flannel. It just keeps on being multicam if you're Western and a Gorka suit if you're Eastern. So yeah, it's definitely something to work on if we can, if the system allows for it.
Oh, you got to have the operator beard.
Oh hell yeah.
I didn't spend the last year of my life growing an operator's beard to not use it in game.
To answer
Real life operator
this
beard.
is, question, May 25th.
Correct?
More options for watches. We have actually talked about that as well.
Yeah, right now we're using
Good idea.
and we're actually looking at some Garmins and some different Rolexes we found for maybe a fake ass Rolex for the Insurgent team or something. Really fun stuff. Could be potentially very cool. There is someone here, Panda.
Alright, I am 96 meters out.
See you later.
Hey, who in our servers from the community?
Oh,
See, we got redacted,
what?
Venus.
Roll script.
Got the security.
Just saw my teammate just get shredded there.
We gotta blow that thing.
Taking stuff. Whoa,
Yeah, got me.
holy fuck!
That got me. No way.
They murdered us. I'm so dead.
Told you I'd get you.
Did. Bravo, man.
I'm
The gap.
shit.
Whoa! Hey there, sorry.
Hi.
I almost shot you there, yeah. I think there's no friendly fire on at the moment. Wow. So this is, yeah, this is PvP, alright. Means I suck at it.
Let's see. So we've got okay, there we go. We got some more members from the community jumping in.
Yeah.
Love it.
Jump on in. The water's nice.
We might also just give up our slots eventually so more people can join. I think it should be something like 28 slots on the server. But yeah. It all depends on how many let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5 more slots on our team at least. In terms of classes, that is.
Frag going out.
Well, and we also talked about Anders, you potentially going into like a spectator role, so we can show off more of the weapons at once.
Yeah, good idea.
Do we still want to do that?
Let's see if I die and walk to heaven here. Let's see, under fly mode. There we go. Just gonna get my my spectacles out. There we go, the combat knife. I'm just gonna... So, if anyone see a flying dude, I'm just gonna fly around and watch you guys play, not actually give anything away.
All right, Tempter. Let's
do this.
You know what's the best feeling is when you respawn and come across your old body. You're just like, oh yeah.
It was your brother.
Whoa, Anders, hey, how you doing?
Oh yeah,
out there?
sorry. Yeah, I'm a cameraman. I don't know how to make myself invisible. I wish I could. I'm gonna try ghost mode. I'm not sure if that's doing anything.
Alright, I'm gonna log off so we can get that code ready for release.
Sounds good, man.
Back ahead.
Alright. Take care, you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this fight stream, by the way.
Tom, at some point, let me actually go into spectator mode rather than doing this bullshit. There we go.
Trash, come up to me.
Oh,
I just get destroyed again by Warrior. Damn you!
Trash. Trash, I need you.
So,
Let's see.
let's see here. I could actually, while you guys play, just show off one gun at a time, just go through all the lists to make sure that everything has been shown. There's still a bunch of NWI guns with a few tweaks, like the black BR here. Of course, coming with canted sights, new stocks.
And I'm getting embarrassed out here.
Unlike the...
Trial Gang, what's the file called for the Ismc mod so I can delete it and prep for the beta? Do we have the current build file called, or file name? I've just been I'm blessed with relatively fast internet, so I usually just delete my entire audio folder.
Yeah. No, if they're deleting the 150867, I believe it is, off the top of my head, that's the old Ismc, and the new one should be something like 625 or something. Nah, I don't remember. But it will basically automatically download anyway once you join the server. So delete 150867 and join the server, and it should work.
Dude, you just Rain Manned that. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, I've been doing this a bit of work for a time. So there we have the Mark 14. Of course, the Lapua is now fixed, so the terrible armor piercing bug is no longer here.
The endless reload.
Yeah, exactly. Should be pretty much gone.
So funny.
Infinite.
Firing blanks and endless reloads.
Just merged the M110 from an NWI into a basic gun with a suppressor, magazines, and then we kind of went more into the Gunsmith with our version of it, the black one. Same magazines, same new sprays as the other guns get, where everyone is getting the same kind of thing.
Oh man, that was close.
417
With
again.
dead bodies. There's dead bodies everywhere. Oh no! Good shot.
Man, my character has the worst cardio.
3 feet, sir.
So, actually the Desert Eagle, that's a very good question. That's one of the guns, along with the P90, that sadly won't come with the update because we'd never figured out those animations. We tried and tried, but it never would work.
Ah!
So the Deagle is actually not coming until we can get proper animation for it. We might be able to squeeze it into some other pistol animation, not looking as good, but we do have the model for it, we have everything ready. It's just the darn animations, right? Every time, getting us. So let's take a look at the Gen 2, for example, with Osprey. This is actually
animations have been one of the biggest challenges that we faced, but we're working our way through it.
Yeah, I think this is like 10th or 12th or something attempt doing like new things that we're just, you know, spitballing or trying new code or trying new stuff. It's like doing models was apparently 10 times easier. For whatever reason, it seems virtually impossible, but maybe not. We'll see. There's an amazing bug where you can't see the Glock 19 custom, but you can choose it. So it's gonna build your gun, you have to go out, see it, and then go back in here until we can figure that out. Very nice.
Beta!
Yes! Like the new, the combo laser is finally a big ass thing. You can get a little Meridian laser pointer.
Hey, and just for the next map, can you change it to refinery push?
Sure.
So we have more room for the vehicles to move around?
Yeah, let me know whenever and I'll change it.
I think the round ended now.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Tempter, most valuable player.
Nice, nice. So, refinery
I got-
push?
Yes,
Push
please.
Insurgents.
Has NWI said they would add custom animations to mod tools? Not as far as we know. We would love that if they did.
Yeah,
And
so
if you want to tweet them saying that that's something that you guys would love, I think that would help to sway them.
yeah, I would say the problem itself, to be very technical, is not necessarily that they don't allow it. It's the way that the skeleton system and the animation system that they have set up is working. Because we don't really have access to their core system, meaning that when we try to import stuff, we're importing it on top of their system. That system is then trying to merge or use our system into it. It fails. It doesn't really work. It kind of works, but it's kind of just reading it wrongly. All that typical coding issue that you will get once you don't kind of do it correctly. To do it correctly, we would need different tools from them. We would need very specific insights, I would say, like just know exactly where to do stuff and how. And it might be possible in the future, but right now it's just very, very difficult.
Yeah, that is on our wish list for sure.
Definitely.
Observer, this is station. Fire support is on standby. Just say the word.
The MP7, that's a good question. That's actually coming down to the animation, because once you put a peck on this, it's gonna clip with the fingers of the C-clamp. So we would need some change to the animation, which might be possible. We'll definitely look into that to see if we can get around the MP7 problem. And yeah, in theory,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
about to run with MP7 as my secondary if somebody wants to see that.
The difference
Go.
between Project Binford and Ismc is virtually just the naming. We're using Project Binford as sort of the name for the beta. Kind of confusing, I know.
Yeah.
The ISMC,
Project Binford is going to be the name of this update, and you can expect updates in the future to all have a name sort of that follows that convention.
yeah, pretty much. And once it go viral, I mean live in the 25th or 26th, what is that? 25th of May. It's gonna be ISMC mod, the same place as always. The mod number being 150867. All that stuff just exactly as it was before.
I would love it to go viral. If somebody wants to like click the viral button to make that happen, that would be tight.
The 2011 Staccato, is that like a 1911 modern pistol? Because we do not have it yet. We are actually in discussion of adding the 2011. Right now it's just the M45.
Anders, you want to spectate streamer?
Sure. Oops.
He's mounting the
He's
large
just in
gun.
the MRAP, so we want to show off the MRAP.
All right, I think the devs are going to be in game for maybe about the next, we'll say 15 minutes, because we also want to make room for people in the community, and we got to continue to work on the mod today. Let me pull up my Google Doc. I want to make sure we covered everything we wanted to cover.
Yeah.
Let's see. New vehicles, heavy weapons, grenade launchers. We should talk more about Karma.
Yeah. So basically this entire design that we're going for right now is in conjunction with the Karma Cut. He has been helping us a lot designing the basics of the class system, the basics of how this game kind of have pros and cons in his opinion, and we merged all that into something we called Ismc Milsim, which is basically you load either hardcore, casual, Milsim, or legacy at the moment. There will be more. And by doing that, you basically get a little bit of difference to the way that the rules work, the way that the movement speed works, the way that the gun works, all that stuff. And just very slightly changing. So he had some ideas about, for example, just having 5 players per team, very specifically for these classes. No operator training for PvP, for example. Yeah, small stuff like that that we'll cover in changelog once we get to that.
Okay, so they got that MRAP sitting on the southern side of that objective.
So having said that, it's basically gonna be more collab with Karma as we go along, because right now we are, for example, testing this PvP thing, which is gonna be so fun. we don't even know how it's going to turn out, but we are going to do our best with you guys, with Karma Cut, just everyone chiming in and getting the best Ismc PvP experience that we can.
Yeah, this is a relatively new foray for us, so we're ooh, just watched a plane fly overhead. This is a relatively new foray for us, so we're we built this in a way that we think works really, really well and that like brings a lot of cool new functionality to the mod. But we are still counting on the community to help us refine it and to make it more of a player-friendly experience and more of a balanced experience. So please, if in the next month, if you're into helping us do that, join beta servers, encourage server admins to run betas. Give us feedback in the ISMC Discord. There should be a link to that in the description down below. And yeah, be the change that you want to see in the mod.
Our community.
So yeah, the female characters. Let me jump on here so I can check them out. So the female is gonna have more and more stuff coming to her as we go along. Right now she has, let's see here, customizable, clothing to some extent. She is missing, I believe, the flannel shirt and a few other shirts. Off the top of my head, I think we're actually missing just the flannel shirts. Actually, there's one flannel shirt which is nice. Yeah, so definitely more coming as we go along. There's more stuff. Obviously, as you can see, it's a different shape to the bodies. We need to kind of make that from scratch and make that, as you can see, there's a little bit of clipping. And making a female character is basically doing everything that we did for the male character, but doing it again, just getting it polished up and everything. So it will take a little bit more time than the male characters, but we are ready to do it.
Hey, shout out again to everyone who's upvoting the ISMC post on Reddit, and to everyone who's like making memes and ISMC content on Reddit and on social. We see all of that, and it makes us feel super loved.
To speak for let's see here, just a question here. Yes, the Russians can call a minigun support because we are using the same gun on their Mi-17 support helicopter, which means that it basically works like the Black Hawk. It's gonna be efficiently the same, just looking different, and it uses miniguns on the side.
We also have modified helicopter blueprints, such as the Harrier that's in the air right now.
Oh yeah, look at that. Is that Blue 4 or Red 4 Harrier? I should know because I'm on one of those.
It's a Blue 4.
Oh, wonderful. That's good news.
Check out that VTOL, baby.
The Red 4 is like an SU something, right?
It's a Yak 38.
Say one more time.
Yak 38. It's
Yak
a
38.
Soviet variant.
Close RPG.
Ha, nice try.
Ordnance expended. Making our exit. Assassin out.
So the short sleeves are only a problem when it comes to skin tone. We are working on making a system that we can actually add short sleeves, but right now it's basically just if you're playing as someone who has darker skin, then whatever we choose for the 1P arms is going to look very strange. The same with the what they call the tattoos, right? So stuff like that is going to make for a very difficult system. What we didn't actually mention when we came to the customization system is that it is different from NWI's because we don't have access to it. Meaning that if we had their system, it would literally be just, adding stuff on top. No, we basically made a system from scratch using their night vision goggles, I believe, as a base, and just a bunch of workaround, and just this shouldn't be technically working, right? It's that kind of system where it works, but it's because we put enough time into it. So yes, we wanted to make that, but yeah, it's very, very finicky. So all the stuff you see is basically just there for whatever reason, because it was possible to do, and then stuff that's difficult to do is just not in yet because, well, we kind of figure out stuff as we go along with this. The
Is
monocle...
the,
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, no, the monocle
Yeah,
for PvP, just quickly. Yes, for some of the models. For some of the modes like Hardcore and Legacy and Casual, I believe it will be working. Not for Milsim. And then we'll keep on, changing it as we go along to see if there's actually any different opinions on that. Should we have, thermal vision when we play PvP? Should we not at all? Should we have it only for certain applications? Should we nerf it? All that stuff. There's a bunch of things we could do.
Hey, let's get tell you what, somebody on Bedford go team leader. I will run advisor for you. I'm getting some team balance going on here.
The folder you delete is 150867.
We'll put all of this in the community Discord.
Correct.
Yeah. In fact, let's make sure that we have the beta feedback channel set up in the ISMC Discord. Let me double check that right now. Got Mod Talk, Binford. I'm going to create a channel in community that's beta feedback.
So we do have still mod.io issues, so if there's any issues with getting into the server, usually I have that issue myself, to be honest, and I have tried like deleting stuff, restarting the game, whatever like that. It's usually just finicky, very, very difficult to kind of just get it to work, so I don't know really what could be wrong. I would just try to delete the folder again, re-download, see if it actually downloads. That might be a problem if it doesn't. Yeah, just keep on trying stuff and it should technically work, but then in practice it doesn't.
Cool, yeah. The ISMC Discord now has a beta feedback channel. I will be posting the invite in chat for everybody who wants to join to be able to. It has no limit on the number of uses, and it's weird that they default to like 7 days. There we go.
Perfect.
I was I was sharing the beta information, and all the slots on the team filled up.
Oh no! We're 16 players against
Yeah.
30 bots. That's gonna be fun. I think it's
I
well
think you need
to give
change the map
people.
because there's more people than there is class slots. So
Yeah,
we have to
I think
change.
I think it's better to actually run PvP exclusively when there's that many
Yeah.
people coming. We could also potentially just draw back now, give people the possibility to just play by themselves, and yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll nonetheless give the. Let's see here, Firefight West. Okay, I'm gonna change it to something they haven't played yet. So push for Summit. Let's go. There we go. Sorry for changing to PvP, guys. It's yeah, the maxed out classes. However, for the next few hours, yeah, just hang in there. There will be PvE servers up and running very, very soon. And yeah, just keep on playing PvP for now.
Hell yeah.
Let's see, I'm gonna give my slot away here so people can play. There was one thing that we forgot to mention, which is the performance side of this. So, we have basically tried our best to figure out exactly how this is performing compared to vanilla Insurgency and trying to at least get it to that level, better if possible. And it's still a work in progress where we have, stuff like the carriers or the vests rather, having a lot of stuff on them. We try to figure out, is that okay for performance? Do we need to get rid of stuff? Basically just that typical kind of just testing and see how it runs for everyone. So when you do the bug testing, also please let us know about how it runs for you. Does it run as good as vanilla? Does it run worse than vanilla? Is there certain things that's causing lag? Then very specifically, what is that? And yeah, just keep on testing
give
it.
us as much information as you can when you're reporting stuff. That will help us, address the problems more directly and work them out and make them more special. Make them more special. I don't know why that's the phrase I settled on.
Yeah. So
to fix the problems.
for the server owners, a Game INI like the one that you just played, or do you want to have like a Game INI for AI? Because right now the mod itself is actually changing the AI to a large extent, and then on top of that, you can pretty much just do any sort of AI tweaks that could be overridden, right? It's just spotting distance and all that stuff from advanced AI. So I think you can pretty much just go with a 200 supply point kind of checkpoint setup, and you should be good to go. And then you can tweak it from there if you need to.
Running an MCX MPX combo here.
Nice.
Big purist.
All right, Tempter, where are you at? I'm here to advise you.
Oh, nice, because I want to call in a VTOL. I am right. I'm here. I don't really know where I am, to be honest.
I think I see you. I'm heading towards the green diamond that is the same distance away as my commander. So hopefully it's you.
Oh, I think I see you.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. There you are. All right, baby.
All right, let's do this.
I think we
I'm
are
calling
good.
a VTOL.
I think we can call this a day, and yeah, let everyone play a bit on the server. I'll leave it up at least for a few hours more, and hopefully we will get that the beta out as soon as possible with some servers to play.
5/25/2021 or 25/5/2021, depending on where in the world you are. But there's not a 25th month, so that should be pretty clear.
Yeah.
Hey, Anders, for the beta server that we're running, should we share that information in the Discord as well, or is that information going to change? So we should just let it be.
It's going to change, and we're going to set up at least something like 10 servers that I at least got the acceptance of right now, and then more as we go along, because it's basically just as long as people delete their folders, and the server owner could potentially run this. We just need to kind of just talk to them, have it set up correctly, using the right mutator and the right mod number, and then yeah, as people play, we just need more servers, I think, depending on how many people actually fill up those servers. Right now it's full, so we definitely need the second one, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely ready to give support to any server admins who want to run servers in our Discord.
Maybe we could
to help you figure out the weirdness that might happen from that.
Yeah, I'm just having this idea now, but maybe we could also just post all the servers. If anyone runs the beta or want to run the beta on the server, we could just post all that stuff in the Discord so people could go in there, see if there's an IP that's close to them, and then yeah, they could just join by IP rather than trying to find something called like Ismc beta test or something in the community search tab, because I think that's going to be difficult.
Yep.
Let's do it. So we'll get all the IPs for the servers that's going to run beta on our end at least, and then yeah, if you're a server owner, let us know and we'll get you hooked up with the beta as soon as it's out, and then we can have your IP set up on the Discord.
Yeah. All right. Any last minute Q&A while we still got devs here?
Yeah.
Somebody says modded gun multiplayer when? Now?
Now?
Good.
Yeah, today.
Yeah. Let's see how we're doing on subscribers. We had 954 when we started the stream. 994. We are 6 subscribers away from 1,000, and once we hit 1,000, we're allowed to start a community tab.
Holy crap.
help us get those last 6 subscribers. And yeah, please keep sharing ISMC content. That is the way that people discover us. Is like somebody shares like a kick-ass gift from ISMC in the subreddit, and somebody goes like, "What's ISMC?" And then 1,000 people go, "ISMC is awesome," and that. Oh, Cobra's here. What's up, Cobra? Is he in the server?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we did a video with Cobra. I hope you guys caught the stream of that a couple weeks ago. Glad you're back, buddy.
You got our first
many-
confirmed roadkill.
Hear about how those 2 weeks were for you without saying too much. Why does Anders sound so sexy? It's the accent. He's the Norway babe.
Almost warrior, almost.
Holy crap, we did it! Yeah, 1K. Nice, guys.
Stream the beta is cool, right? Yes, stream the beta. Please just make sure the stream says ISMC and that people can tell that it's the beta. We don't want people getting confused between the beta and the current main branch. You guys rock? You rock.
The
1,000, we
M16
did it. Oh, did we do it? Did we
yeah,
do it?
we did.
Alright.
The M16A3 is actually replaced with the C7. It's green now. Apart from that, it's still an auto M16, so it's very similar, but yeah. We had more people wanting a C7 than the A3 for some reason, so we kind of went with that.
We are absolute mad lads. I love that subreddit.
And shout out to everyone doing those awesome screenshots too. Don't ever stop.
Yeah, please keep
posting them,
screen
guys.
capping.
I love
You
looking
can
at those.
shoot me and screen cap my body, and I'll be happy.
Nice. Yeah, the
Our
revolver
revolver's being added. Has
Yeah.
it been revealed yet? Are we going to get a change
Attempt to
log
reverse
or
the
update
truck.
log?
We can
Update
start with
videos,
the
but-
revolvers, right? The revolver stuff is sadly because of the animations, unless we get something from NWI in terms of an animation for a revolver. The same goes for example, a semi-auto tube-fed shotgun or a mag-fed bolt-action rifle. Those things are possible. We just need either an animation for NWI or we need to get that, well, animation system figured out, which has been, yeah. But we do want all that stuff. As soon as eventually that will happen, we will, add stuff that's appropriate to the new animations that we get.
Go get your car, Joe. It's just right over there, man.
Props for whoever.
0.5 is
Okay.
the difficulty on the server right now.
Yeah, advisors are currently female.
The RPK is being added. We actually don't have a really good model for the RPK at the moment. We kind of want to make a modern one.
Good.
But yeah, we'll
Cool.
see. Yeah, a really cool one, like one of the AK 100 series kind of look to them. But yeah, for now there is AK 103s and 104s and stuff like that with drum mags and bipods you can run. Even though it's not the same, it's, yeah, close a little bit.
Close enough.
Close enough, I guess, yeah.
So, Anders, when are you gonna get the beta to me so I can update the European servers with it?
Yeah, so right now I think I have to go and talk to Roman and get everything polished up. There was a few issues that I saw in terms of bugs that I want to get out there before we upload. And then, yeah, we'll post everything. So we will basically push it to every specific mod number, and everyone who wants to run it on the servers will have what they need. I think also we definitely should be in contact about like posting it somewhere so people don't need to search very far for beta servers, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can post it in the official servers, the community servers, and as soon as you upload it to mod.io, you can post an announcement.
Yeah, perfect. Good stuff.
Oh, dude, I love the Alt 57 skin that we have in there.
Oh no, the multicam question again. Yeah, the multicam is in constant tweak. We might do a little bit of work on that, but it's been changed for I think the 6th time now. We are constantly trying to get the multicam looking good. The damn lighting, I tell you. The AI
Alright, guys,
is,
I'm out.
Co-op now. All right.
You keep having fun.
hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of like taper off the end of this live stream. It's
Yeah, I think it's good. But yeah,
Right. keep
we'll
playing.
be around in the chat at least, and yeah, it was fun having you all.
Hell yeah.
All right. Kill the
AI
stream. Let's see.